So, welcome back to Rock Solid Motorsports. So today, Tyler and I have the privilege, we're in Frankie and we're on our way to, quote unquote, rescue a Foxbody Mustang. We're purchasing it. It's a one family owned, highly original car, 17,000 original miles. Say one family owned, did I already say that?
I don't remember if you did.
The current owner inherited it from her grandfather, who purchased the car new. But yeah, it hasn't been on the road for a couple years, so yeah. We're taking the safe route. We're taking Frankie and gonna flatbed him over to the repair shop that we use, called Leading Edge. And they're going to go through the car and do a tune-up, fluids, check brakes, fuel lines, and just go through the car to make sure that, bring everything up mechanically to make sure that everything is sound.
It's a very original car, LX convertible 5-liter automatic. So yeah, just of course with any car that's been sitting for any long period of time, you just want to kind of vet those things, put new fresh fluids in it. Definitely check brake lines like Dad said. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of go through and bring the car back to life and get it back to sale. We're kind of doing this, just we get asked all the time where we find inventory, and I mean a lot of our inventory anymore finds us, but every now and again we get these fun ones where we find a nice original car that is worth saving, and we can get the chance to bring it back to life and put it back on the market in the hands of someone who's going to enjoy it. So yeah, right now we're on our way to go pick it up, and so we'll show you some of that. Then you get to see kind of this car return to what it should be.
Yeah, so that'll be a multi-part kind of video, almost like a series, so to speak. So this one will be just us picking up the car and then taking it to the repair shop, and yeah, you might even get a chance to meet Roger at Leading Edge, and yeah, and then we'll give you updates as the car becomes refreshed.
Yep, absolutely.
So like we said, today we're going to pick up a 1991 Mustang LX 5-liter convertible, and gonna do a mini series on bringing this car, getting it back on the road. And this is the current owner, Wendy, and she's known this car since new. She actually inherited the car from her grandfather, so so it's got a kind of a special place.
Yeah,
in your
Mustangs have always been very special to me because they were special to him.
And that is awesome.
Yeah.
And I know when Wendy and I spoke about us buying the car, she made the comment that she wanted to make sure that the car came back and was brought back to what it should be, and in the right hands for someone that really appreciate the car. And that's what our goal is with this Mustang, and we really appreciate this opportunity, this honor to bring this low mile original Mustang, and get it in the hands of someone to really appreciate it.
Yep. That's what I want, because if I'm not going to drive it, I want somebody to enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's what they were meant to do. Cars were engineered to drive, yeah. So, which I have a feeling this car won't see a lot of miles, because it is very low mile. We'll bring it back, make it collector grade quality, and so it'll probably be sparingly enjoyed, but enjoyed by someone that'll really appreciate it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah. So now Tyler and I are going to work on getting the Mustang loaded up on the back of Frankie, and yeah, we'll be back.
So we've got the Mustang all loaded up on the back of our 69 car hauler that we've been affectionately referring to as Frankie. You can see Dad's working on strapping it down right now. So yeah, the next stop is going to be Leading Edge Automotive.
So now we got the Mustang loaded. It's on Frankie. And we're on our way to Leading Edge. Wendy's pretty excited to see this car back on the road, and in honor of her grandfather. And she said a couple times how Mustangs were just a strong passion of his.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's kind of excited to get this done so that she can kind of see the car.
Yeah.
And get it in the hands of someone who can really enjoy it. Yeah, paint's gonna need a little bit of refreshing, hopefully just a cut and buff, and we're gonna restore as much of the original paint as possible.
Yeah, try to keep the car as original as possible because it's pretty unmolested. It does have headers on it.
Yeah, it's about the only performance upgrade I saw on the car.
Everything else, it still had the rubber boot, I think, around the distributor.
It does.
So, which those usually are long gone.
Yeah, pitch those for some doing a tune-up.
Yeah. It's going to need new mufflers.
Yep. The one muffler, is blown. But the bottom side of this car is insanely clean. I mean,
it looks like a 17,000 mile car.
Yeah.
That's been garage kept.
So pretty excited to see that. And while we were loading the car, I was digging through the center console, and lo and behold, found the original window sticker. Yeah, I think we have the original dealer's invoice too.
I'm not sure what that was. She found another documentation of the car. I think it actually was like, it wasn't a build sheet. It wasn't like an order. I'm not exactly sure what it was. We'll have to dig into it. We'll figure it out.
But yeah, the original warranty card is there. So the car is nicely documented. I mean, and miles are documented by the Carfax and the title. So it is an actual mile car. And you can actually see the telltale on these Foxbodies, and I'll probably show you in a little bit. Those letters, I mean, once you roll these odometers over on this generation Ford, the numbers tend to get off skew a little bit. And these are nice and straight. It's usually one of the telltales if you have a rolled over odometer on this generation Ford. Now, it's not the case 100% of the time, but it's usually a good indicator. And it's just nice to have that backed up by the title, by the Carfax. It's a really solid, very original Mustang. So pretty excited to see how this all comes together.
I'm kind of interested to dig into the Ford CD changer that's in the trunk, though.
That too. There is a Ford brand CD player in the car. It's not one I've seen before, but
I've never seen one like it before.
Yeah, it could have been just a vintage dealer-installed CD unit. It's kind of neat.
Ford.
Yeah, it's Ford labeled, so it is an authentic Ford product. So that's kind of cool. Hopefully it still works, because I've never seen a unit like it. But so like we said, we're on our way to the leading edge. We'll drop off the car so we can get this thing, get a fresh tune-up, fresh fluids, go through all the brakes, all the kind of normal stuff from a car sitting for a while, and hopefully have it back on the road in no time.
Yeah. So Frankie got us here to leading edge, safe and sound. We got the Mustang here. So we're getting ready to just leave it in some very capable hands at leading edge. And I've got Roger here with us from Leading Edge. And Leading Edge, just a real quick overview, they are a classic and special interest repair shop, but this is the kind of car that they specialize in. But so the car is in the right hands with Roger.
Yeah, they dropped it off. We'll get it up. We'll get it in tomorrow. We'll get an assessment on it. We'll get a hold of Justin. We'll go over it. This one's low miles. He wants to keep everything motorcraft as close to original as possible. We'll go over, see what it needs, let him know, and he'll make the call, and I'm sure it'll be back on the road shortly.
And it's hard to tell, but Roger actually gets really excited about this kind of stuff and these original low mile cars. And yes, now
I do.
There's the real Roger. Okay, everybody, this is Roger. We did give him instructions that we want motorcraft, and if we do have to change anything, that it's factory. But Roger will go through it, fluids, brake lines, fuel lines, make sure she's good to go. And so hopefully next time you see her, we have started it for the first time and maybe even driven it. But we'll keep you posted on the progress. So tonight, it's with Leading Edge, and it's in the right hands.